What's good, YouTube? All right, I decided to do another video on the Cub S Plus by Horizon Hobby Zone. Yeah, I wanted to take a more in-depth look at this plane. It's a beautiful bird, 4-channel plane. Yeah, I've had the plane for about, 5 months now. Took it out on a few flights, and man, hey, I enjoy the heck out of this plane. So I decided to do another video. I've already uploaded flight videos and unboxing videos, but I wanted to take a look back at this plane because I get a lot of questions in the comments, and people want to know if it's a good beginner plane, if is it a tough plane, hey, blah, blah, blah. So we'll take a deeper look at this thing. Now, they provide a DXC transmitter with it. It's a pretty decent transmitter. It's a 4-channel transmitter. The plane is capable of 5-channel control, but it doesn't come with flap control. You would have to add a servo to have working flaps, and it does have working aileron flaps. But the like I say, working aileron controls, but the flaps are not functional out of the box. You would have to add a servo for the flaps. Has a functional rudder, functional elevator. So basically 4-channel control. The plane is pretty tough, man. It's made out of this, I guess, EPO foam. It's pretty tough. Got a plastic nose. And it came with an all-black propeller. I went ahead and upgraded to the black and yellow because I think it looks cool. So I put that on. Yeah, and I come with these nice big Tundra tires. They're made out of foam. You can actually see me squeeze them. They're not plastic, they're foam. And they work pretty well, man. I usually dead stick land this thing. It does have an auto land feature. I never really used it because, what's the fun in flying if you're going to let the thing land itself? Landing is part of the fun, if you ask me. And yeah, so I land the thing manually every time. Usually do a dead stick landing, and I coast it on home in the direction I want it. So that's that. Bring it upwind and land it on home. Yeah, but if you want to get a closer look at the details, this thing is pretty good. It has a brushless motor. It comes with a 3-cell LiPo battery, which I'll go ahead and remove to give you guys a look at that. You get a lot of questions about how long it'll last in the flight. It all depends on how you fly. If you're constantly flying at full throttle, which I wouldn't recommend doing with any plane, the battery's not going to last that long. Maybe 15, 20 minutes probably at most. But I've taken this thing out and had it up in the air off the stock battery for every bit of 30, 45 minutes. No problem. I don't fly it till the battery's dead. Why do that? Why take the chance on having a $300 plane in the air all the way to the battery dead and letting the wind take it somewhere and you can't land the thing? That's stupid if you ask me. Not to insult anybody. I understand people have questions, but you got to be wise with your stuff, man. If you want to take the risk with your $300 plane to see how long your battery lasts, be my guest. But it comes with an E-Flight 3S, 11 volt, 1300 milliamp LiPo battery. Not a very big battery, pretty small. But it does the job. It does the job. I haven't had a problem with it once. All right, so basically, yeah, and the battery compartment is underneath, of course, a plastic compartment. It basically has a little latch that you close when you insert the battery. Nothing major. Yeah, and there's 3 holes here in the bottom of the fuselage. That'll give you access to your rods for your rudder and your elevator control if you need to do a repair or anything. It has a nice foam tail wheel. This plane is a blast. I recommend anybody that's a beginner, if you want to start with a plane like this, you could. You just need to inform yourself about the plane. You know, education is key. Read the manual, of course. Take the manual with you. Don't take this $300 plane out to the park and you haven't even read the manual thinking, you know, you just Mr. Expert and hey, you're going to have a bad day. Basically, you need to read about this transmitter. It has various controls on it. It has 3 different flight modes, beginner, intermediate, and expert. I recommend any beginner start with beginner. If you put the thing in expert mode, you know, there's going to be no limit on the pitch and roll of this thing. And if you're not an experienced pilot, you're going to nose the thing right in the ground. It's going to be no one's fault but your own. So put the thing on beginner, get used to the throttle, get used to how the plane responds to the transmitter, and then work your way up. Go to intermediate after that if you got used to beginner. After you've gotten used to intermediate and you become a great pilot, put it on expert level. And there's no limit to pitch or roll. Do your loops, do your rolls, do whatever, you know, do your stalls. But don't, you know, take this beautiful plane out and just destroy it because you didn't educate yourself about the functions of the plane. You didn't get enough hours in on practice on the simulator. And I would recommend anybody that wants to get into flying, start off with a simulator. I mean, what's it going to hurt to start off with a simulator and learn the control surfaces of a plane, how they function, how a plane responds in the air, and then work your way up. Maybe start off with a smaller plane. That's my Revolution Descent SPX over there. I got several planes, but that's just one. And, you know, work your way up. You know, and then once you get confident in flying, take your nice plane out and have some fun with it. Now, it comes with the manual. I recommend on your first flight and every flight, take the manual with you. Don't weigh a pound. Throw it in the car and take it to the park too. This control has a lot of features. This thing has an auto line. It has a fence. It has a GPS. It has a compass that you have to calibrate. So you're not going to remember all of that when you get to the park. So at least remember to take your manual with you. Okay, so let's take a look at the manual. I'll give you guys an in-depth look at this thing. Basically, so let's set the plane aside a second. I don't like to sit this beautiful bird on the ground. I like to have it on my little showcase desk here. But yeah, okay, here's the manual. Let's take an in-depth look. So you guys want to buy this plane, you want to know if it's good enough for a beginner. Here's a look at it.